Hello everyone and welcome back to another math video. Today we're going to be talking about arc lengths and area of sectors of circles, similar to the problems you see up on the screen here. Just a reminder, this is the speedrun version where we go through it pretty quickly. If you want the normal version, I'll link that in the description below. For your Ricasso Recap, you should already know how to do circumference of circles, area of circles, and you should know how to reduce fractions or else have a calculator that can help you with that. If you want refreshers on these topics, there'll be videos in the description below. Please go watch those before you start this lesson. All right, new lesson starts now. Here we go. So it says in circle S, arc or major arc TVU is highlighted. Okay, so that's the blue highlight here. Cool. TVU just tells you the direction here, TVU. And then it tells you arc TU measures 90 degrees. So this arc here is 90 degrees. Cool. It says what fraction, this is the first part, what fraction of the circle is highlighted? So it wants to know, out of the whole circle, how much is the blue part? Well, we need to remember that a full circle all the way around would be 360 degrees. And so this part is 90. So let's take off the 90 degrees. So 360 minus the 90 is 270. So that means from here to here is 270 degrees. And it asked us for the fraction of the circle, so it's 270 degrees out of the total 360. Okay, again, it's just a fraction, 270 out of the 360. And then, of course, this can be reduced. If you reduce by tens, you get 27 out of 36. And then if you divide by 9, you get 3/4. 3/4. All right, and then it says which expression represents the length of major arc or arc TVU in inches. So we're talking about an arc. We're talking about this blue arc, which is the outside of the circle. Okay, and hopefully that rings a bell. When we're talking about the outside of the circle, we're talking about the circumference. So we want the circumference of the circle, which is 2 pi r. And we only want 3/4 of it, right? That's why we did part one. Part one is how much of the circle is shaded in blue? Well, it's 3/4. So we want 3/4 of this circumference. So if we plug in our numbers here, 2 times pi times r, the radius here would be 3. And let's leave pi alone for now and just multiply the 2 and the 3. That's 6 pi. So 6 pi is this whole circumference, but we don't want the whole circumference. We only want 3/4 of it. So we want 3/4 of the 6 pi circumference. All right, for this one, first off, this looks like Pac-Man. Okay. Secondly, it says in circle T, a sector is shaded. So sector of a circle is, just like a piece of pizza or a piece of the pie. Okay. It says angle BTC measures 90 degrees. So this part right here is 90 degrees. Cool. First question, what fraction of the interior of the circle is shaded? Well, again, it's 360 all around. Take off the 90, it's that 270 again. It's 270 out of 360, and we've already done this before, it's 3/4. But now, it says which expression represents the area of the shaded sector in square inches? Well, now we need to find the area of the circle. Area of a circle is pi r squared. Again, we should already know this. So it would be pi times 6 squared. So the area here is 36 pi. That's the area for the entire circle. But we don't want the entire circle. We only want the shaded part. Okay? So that we want 3/4 of 36 pi, which is this answer choice right here. 3/4 out of the 36 pi total. All right, here's our cool clock for today, which means that it's time for you to practice what you just learned. Go ahead and pause the video and try these 2 problems on your own. And when you're ready, you can unpause the video and we'll check your answers. Okay, now you've had time to work these problems, let's check your solutions. Okay, for the first problem here is the work. Fraction should have been 3/5. And then it's 3/5 of the circumference, which is 3 pi. And for the second problem here is the work. For your fraction, you should have got 1/3. For the area, it's 9 pi. So combine those, 1/3 of 9 pi. All right, that's it for today. I hope you all have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.